Maybe it'll be okay. We'll see what happens.
Hello Warriors, this is Mars and welcome to my first Destiny 2 PvP gameplay video. This video is going to show off a little bit of my build and my thought process when I play sixes. For starters, I play Bottom Tree Sunbreaker and my playstyle is primarily aggressive anchoring. My exotics of choice for this setup in particular is Phoenix Cradle for when I want to get a bit more team utility and have a higher Sun Warrior uptime to stretch out those kill streaks, or Armamentarium when I want to close off hallways and defend objectives, or just set the map on fire. I'm using a double unflinching hand cannon build with taking charge, high energy fire, powerful friends paired with radiant light for that stat and utility bonus, and sometimes I swap out one of my unflinching mods for the charge harvester mod for when I get kill streaks early. What makes this build shine is combining Bottom Tree with the hands-on mod to gain more super energy on melee kills, and the double bomber mod to get my grenade energy back when I use my class ability. My build consists of T6 mobility, tier 7 resilience and recovery, sometimes tier 8 recovery, tier 4 discipline, tier 8 intellect, and tier 5 strength. The resources are pretty easy to maintain, especially when I get the sunspots going. The loadout you'll see in this video is going to be with the Swift Verdict sidearm with precision frame, tactic SAS, high caliber rounds, tunnel vision, and kill clip. I paired this with the Judgment hand cannon on somewhat smaller maps, and I swapped to the steady hand on longer range maps. The Judgment has hit mark HCS, appended mag, slide shot, and multi-kill clip. This role is pretty solid for medium range engagements. My steady hand's role consists of steady hand HCS, light mag, Zen moment, and iron grip. It's a very stable and utility focused 120 RPM hand cannon. I like the dueling capabilities of this build, but I mainly start most of my engagements from cover, since that's the greatest strength of my playstyle. I like to utilize moving from cover to cover and putting in meaningful damage, and if I'm in close range engagements, I'll swap to being more aggressive when the situation demands. I like the combo of Swift Verdict and Judgment for this setup, since it allows me to be mobile and have a fast time to kill at range, even against some shotguns and SMGs at range. However, contesting fusion rifles, slug shotties, triple burst sidearms is not easy, and I mainly have to rely on my movement and grenades to actually do anything of value, or I just don't contest at all. Other than that, I feel comfortable enough with this setup in sixes on most maps, although when I'm using Judgment, I do have to pick and choose my battles due to its limited range. Slide shot is great and does compensate for the lack of range, but it's not the end-all be-all. The steady hand, however, is perfect for most long-range maps and secures those long-range kills easily. So I'd like to elaborate further on my playstyle and how to utilize the build. So like I said before, I'm an aggressive anchor. I pretty much put in meaningful damage from afar. But at the same time, most of the engagements that I'm in are usually very close combat, so I have to use pretty much everything in my kit. So I utilize my barricade by pretty much just sectioning off areas, all the while utilizing my cover movement just to make sure I'm not out of cover pretty much, so I don't die meaninglessly. This build is mainly built to be moving around cover constantly just through the mobility and the ability to use my speed. In my opinion, the best weapons you want to use for this type of loadout for this build is really 120s and anything that can support a 120. So sidearm, shotguns, not another hand cannon, obviously you can, but really just snipers, anything that can put in meaningful damage from afar. Granted, like I said, I am an aggressive anchor, so I have to utilize my close combat capabilities, which isn't very difficult. But since I'm a Titan, I can only move linearly and sometimes laterally. So realistically, you want to utilize your cover as best as humanly possible, because if you get exposed, you're going to be in trouble.
Duality.
So I want to talk a bit about my grenades as well. So I use thermite grenades. Thermite grenades can potentially hit a target twice on one burst, which is fucking amazing, because all the other grenades in Sunbreaker's kit is actually kind of decent. I just don't like using them anymore. But thermite grenades are very great for this build, since I primarily hold the line in most situations. I like to, unlike those closed maps, when there are people coming at you and you're on a point and you're trying to defend it, since I mainly play a more defensive play style, I can hold down an area a lot easier, especially since they last for about 4 to 5 bursts, and when I use the armamentarium I get a second grenade, so I can close off one section or close off multiple sections including my barricade. And it makes it a lot easier to defend points. But be mindful that thermite grenades are best utilized in a defensive and potentially in some aggressive manners. Whereas if you use the thermite grenade instinctively, if you're looking down a hallway and just throw it and somebody just so happens to walk down that hallway as you throw it, it can put in a lot of meaningful damage as long as you secure that kill, because they're practically one shot at that point, especially if you're using a hand cannon. Or let's say if you're defending a point on, let's say if you're defending B point on dead cliffs, that's a very good place to put it, because there's like 3 different corridors. You can section off pretty much every corridor with grenades and your barricade, and it prevents people from getting there, and it helps you secure that area a lot easier. So like that kind of gives you the idea of the build. This is more of a stand your ground and hold the line build, as well as having high levels of mobility, and allows you to really maneuver around your enemies as well as defend points well. So like I said, I also use Phoenix Cradle. Phoenix Cradle is great, especially if you're just trying to keep the streaks alive. Just keep going, because you can keep those streaks going for quite a while. The extra 5 seconds is like perfect. It makes Sunbreaker, Bottom Tree Sunbreaker bearable, especially if you aren't in if you aren't using Phoenix Cradle, you have to kind of be in the fight constantly. Just because if you want the sunspots to keep going, you kind of have to drop people off very quickly. It's not impossible, but Phoenix Cradle makes it a lot easier. In my opinion, Phoenix Cradle is probably one of the best, if not the best, Sunbreaker exotics outside of the Path of Burning Steps. But I haven't gotten those yet, so I'll have to make a build around those sooner or later. Well, that's the end of the commentary. I hope you enjoy the rest of the video. If you like this video, please hit that like button. It would really support the development of the channel. And if you want to see more content like this, please join my merry band of hardened warriors. We'd love to have you. I will be uploading more Destiny content in the future, mainly PvP loadouts and build videos similar to this one, as well as long form analysis videos and tactics and strategy videos to improve your game on console. I feel like those videos would be the most meaningful on this channel, since I'm focusing on constantly improving my game anyway. Well, that's it for now. Thanks again for watching, and keep on slaying.
That's a guaranteed one shot. I'm afraid to move.
I love my singing. Class thing.
Shut the enemy down! Zone A lost. 5 minutes remain. Strong start. Fight on.
Oh, please let that tether still be there. It's not.
God damn, he ran in front of me. Fuck you.
This is wonderful!
What? Forget us. I don't need. It did it to you too? Yeah, yeah. Yikes. Something is unrelenting. High tower.
Zone A captured. You have zone advantage.
Oh my god, what? High caliber rounds?
3 down. Fantastic work.
No, like.
3 minutes. You're winning. Stay strong. Zone B captured. Zone advantage is yours. Zone B lost.
Jeez. Oh my god, it's gonna be 12:30.
Zone B captured. You have zone advantage.
This
Zone B lost.
last one, unfortunately. Hopefully it gives you a little
I think he gets a weapon.
range. I'm so far away and I can.
It's not over until I sing, Guardian. And I
That's
never sing.
Oh, fuck, that was not a bird. I thought that I did not see that gaping hole. But I thought that was a wall
Shut the enemy down.
or dirt, something. I didn't know.
Victory
Think
is
we
all
can
I
do that.
ask.
Holy shit.
Good. Zones controlled. Targets eliminated. Nice work.
That was not a bad bench. I need to look back at that. Damn, I dropped 30? Okay.